What's good, everybody? Welcome into a very special Monday mishap episode of DTL Driving the Line. We are here live every single Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So some housekeeping before we get into the meat of the show, and I got the best damn crew in the business. You guys know that we welcome everybody, and there's so many new viewers that have joined us at the beginning of 2025. So first and foremost, my apologies last night. I had some daddy issues come up. Don't need to get into my personal business, but I apologize for not being in the Discord. That will not happen again. Also, to clear up any confusion that anybody out there might have as you hit that like button on your way in, starting next Monday, 7 days from today, because the executives at Stadium like us so much and we have helped them so much with the rebrand, we will now be live every single day on all the Stadium apps at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You can also catch the show at 3 p.m. Eastern time, or as always for you OGs out there, YouTube will always be your home. So that's how you can enjoy the show every single day. We're very excited. Again, live next Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern time on all the Stadium apps, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, which is the biggest network in the country. Now we'll be live. In addition to that, a lot of you also watch BTT, Behind the Turnbuckle. We'll be live starting next Monday, January 20th at 11 p.m. Eastern time, right after Monday Night Raw. So a lot of exciting things coming up to clear up any confusion. If you ever have any questions, put them in the chat, and we'll have answers for you whenever we can get to them. So it was a busy weekend, wildcard weekend, and so very close to a great day. Instead, it was more of a ho-hum day, especially for your boy, as Cortland Sutton had 5 catches. We needed 5.5. Josh Allen sitting on 42. Until 4 minutes to go in the game. So alas, me and AB, not our best day, but as always, Raphael picking up, and we are a crew for a reason. Now, I encourage you, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do that. Turn on your notifications because we've got a ton of content across all of our platforms, and all you got to do is hit that notification button, including a fresh podcast every single day, 20 to 30 minutes, me and a member of the crew every day. And this man right here is here, my partner, and we are 2 days away from our 1-year anniversary. Could not be more excited. Good morning, AB.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Liddy, shout out right there, starting it off hot. Me and Liddy had, look, everybody in the Discord, literally, we're not only live betting the games, we're live betting each other with the games. And me and Liddy had a fun one going last night, literally betting drive by drive how it's going to end. Points, punts, turnovers, you name it. So Liddy had a ton of fun last night. Anybody wants to do it, come join it in tonight. It's free. Ton of fun.
What is the best platform, AB, for live betting in your opinion?
What do you mean?
Like DraftKings or BetMGM? Which one has like the best one?
DraftKings is pretty good, although it depends on the state. FanDuel's pretty good. The larger platforms certainly give you more options, right? I use DraftKings, but BetMGM is pretty solid as well, man. And ESPN Bet, like nobody talks about them. They're a solid book, man. Like they've got a lot more than people think.
Well, I'll be doing a lot of the ESPN Bet with the PGA Tour events this year. So we'll be doing a lot of live betting for them. So I know they're working on the golf and clearly on the NFL. All right, every single day we honor our good friend Howie Schwab with the crew play of the day. What do we got today, AB?
All right, Vikings minus 2.5, Rams plus 2.5, going with the over 47.5 or the under 47.5. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
All right, coming up in about 13 minutes from right now, our Monday mishaps from Wildcard Weekend. Also, 30 minutes from right now, we're going to break down a deep dive into Monday Night Football. It's the Vikings and the Rams live from Arizona. But without further ado, you guys know who's waiting in the on-deck circle. It is time for the picks. Oh, it's an embarrassment of riches. Absolutely. And we're going to start with a man who was SAWFT soft in Texas this weekend, but incredible coverage of the semifinal game there in Arlington. And he's a member of our crew live from South Florida, the Z-Man, Jonathan Zaslow. Good morning, sir.
Yo, I am not built for that kind of cold weather. I was in Arlington, Texas this weekend for the Cotton Bowl. We had a snowstorm there on Thursday. Now, let me tell you something, all right? I'm allowed to be soft when it comes to the weather because I'm here from Miami, right? I'm not used to it. I barely had the clothes. but it was amateur hour in Arlington, Texas the entire weekend. The city's shut down. They're telling people, stay off the roads, don't go. They don't know how to deal with that kind of weather. My God, I mean, can we put some salt on the highway so we can go from place to place? Come on now.
I will reemphasize, soft, I say, soft. Now, this man was completely busy yesterday, 3 different NFL games. What did you make of the Bills covering, the Eagles covering, and then the Commanders getting the upset, Raphael, on the road last night?
I think the biggest thing was only one game went over the total during the wild card weekend. I was a little bit shocked at how lack of offense we saw for not just Sunday's games, but Saturday's games. Again, Steelers game should have went over. Last night's game should have flew over. Hey, coaches, grab the 3 points when they're there. I'll let Charles explain to that because I know he's mad about that. But I'm just really shocked at how scoring was lacking all weekend.
And we'll get into all that in our Monday mishaps. Charles, good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Coach Man, DTL crew. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We have an exciting new week ahead. We have some midweek soccer upon us, or as we like to call the footy ball. We got some EPL, Bundesliga, and some Italian football, shall I say. Then the playoffs are brought back for the weekend. So a good week ahead, ready to get it going.
All right, real quick. We're a community for a reason. We're very, very tight. And when one member of the crew is suffering, we all are suffering. AB, our guy Tim G, we need to pick him up. Apparently his girlfriend passed away this morning, and we always say we like to lift people up here, and certainly Tim needs our prayers this morning.
Yeah, Tim, 100%, man. Like, we're all behind you, and there's really nothing that I can say in a situation like this other than please reach out. Like, please.
Don't do it yourself. That's right. That's right. Tim, we got you, but thank you for coming here, and thank you for feeling like you can voice that in the chat on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. All right. So we are going to lift everybody up today. This is a show that we like to have a good time. We like to educate. We like to entertain. And first and foremost, we like to cash tickets. So without further ado, producer man, I need to see that recap screen. AB, you got one single solitary play, and I absolutely love it. Let's start right there.
Yeah, this game is fascinating, man. These two teams are very similar. They're both very dangerous in how they operate, and they're coming off of big wins to end the season for the Rams, really odd loss for the Vikings. Then you throw in that this game is being played on a road game for both teams. Look, I'm going to go with both teams to score 20-plus points. I do think that the offenses are going to show up, especially for Minnesota, after how they looked against Detroit. And quite frankly, look, the Rams can play good defense, but they're about scoring points because Sean McVay knows, look, you're going to have to do it, and you're going to have to score against this team. So I think we're going to see both offenses looking to throttle the other and give me both to score 20 points or more at -115.
This is a really good way. If you've never done this bet before, if you don't like the over per se, this is a really good way to get a little bit less of a number, but then count on both teams to get it done. AB, thank you very much. Now, Big Chuck, it's not a busy day on the pitch, but there's still some games that we can sink our teeth into. You're up, sir.
We travel to Spain. La Liga action. Real Sociedad, they welcome Villarreal to town, a.k.a. the Yellow Submarine, who enjoy playing in the Basque Country. They've scored 9 goals in their last 5 visits, and they average 1.8 team goals on the road. Sociedad, they average 1 team goal at home, making this a prime both teams to score spot. Also, Villarreal first-half team total, they've actually scored 3 first-half goals in their last 4 matches on Villarreal's home ground.
It seems like every big league is back in action now. I hate those international breaks, Big Chuck. I hate them.
Cup matches, all the above.
Oh, brutal. Cup man. Nobody cares about cup matches. I mean, the players, not the fans, the players. They don't even show up, and there are no goals scored in those. I think I'm going to change how I approach those as well. All right, Raphael, my man, you got 2 plays today. Where are you headed?
Hey, we're going to college basketball first. We're taking Campbell's Soup. No, that's not their nickname. They should be, but they're fighting Campbell's. Elon over 137. Elon 10-3 against the spread this year. They've been rocking at home. They're averaging 85 points a game at home. They're going to control the tempo. If Campbell wants to try to hang around or even try to steal this game, they're going to need to push the tempo with Elon. So I like Elon and Campbell over 137. And then give me Joshua Carty over 6.5 kicking points, -130. Sportsbooks, why don't you move this to 7.5 by now? Are you crazy? Keeping it at 6.5? I'll still lay the -130. He has hit this prop in 5 straight games. And let's face it, the Rams have struggled at the red zone all season long. He's going to kick field goals. Yes, kick field goals tonight. He'll kick them. We'll get the 3 points. We'll cash this prop.
We know these are two teams that will actually take the points. It's not the Lions. It's not the Eagles, but they will kick points tonight. Can't even think this morning. All right, Z-Man, 3 big plays that I absolutely love. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I don't have a great feel for the winner of tonight's game. For me, the 6 wild card matchups, this one's the toughest one for me, but I'm not just going to be sitting there tonight staring into the abyss, all right? These are 2 teams that could score. So let's go with the over here, all right? We're rooting for points. Stafford's going to sling it. Darnold's going to be finding Jefferson. So we're going to go over 47.5 in the game tonight. But if Darnold and the Vikings are going to have to match the offensive output that the Rams, I believe, are going to be able to show tonight, Darnold loves throwing interceptions. So just one measly interception, Sam Darnold, just one time. See ghosts on the field. Throw it to one of the Rams linebackers. And that's going to wind up cashing for us at -115. And then how about a little late night action, all right? You got late night with the Miami Heat tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Let's stay busy. What else are you doing tonight? So the Heat, they're at the Clippers this evening. The Heat are having a great road trip. They're 3-1. They've won 3 in a row. They're 3-1 on this 6-game trip, which concludes on Wednesday at the Lakers. Tonight, though, they're at the Clippers. Tyler Hero, that's my dog. So let's go Tyler Hero over 25 points, 25 or more points tonight, and we're getting plus money. That's how we pay the mortgage here at the Zaslow Mansion. So Tyler Hero, 25 plus points, plus 145.
Are you a little surprised that they've kept those home games out here in LA? Because the reports are today there's going to be another full day of really, really high winds, and they're only about like 30% contained. I was a little surprised that they're going to play those in downtown LA.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she was telling me about the fires, and like it's still going on. Like I don't know that it's really contained. I mean, it's happening now. I don't get it. The city's just on fire. It's pretty nuts. I was surprised the other night that the Heat were flying. You know, they played in Portland on Saturday.
Correct.
I was surprised that they were still going to LA because they're spending a few days in LA. We're talking Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then fly out Wednesday after the game against the Lakers. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised they're playing these games.
Yeah, every single hotel room south of me. So we're like 38 miles from the fires. And full disclosure, my daughter has friends, and last night she was an absolute basket case because every single day somebody else is losing something. Over 10,000 structures have been ruined, have down to the ground. And to have the NBA games, I was a little surprised. And to have hotel rooms, I know they had them booked, but a little surprising to me as well.
Yeah.
Discord apparently on fire last night. Big Chuck, you're talking trash in the Discord? Is that true?
Maybe just a tiny bit there, Coach. A little release for me in the Discord. It felt so nice.
Oh, AB, what about Charles's trash talk in the Discord last night?
Dude, Charles, live game analysis, all right, was crushing it, like spot on. And I mean, we're talking live in game, in play, right? To where nobody's kicking field goals anymore. Everyone's going forward on 4th down. It's madness. Like, I'm telling you, man, like Charles was a huge part of it last night. It's fantastic.
All right. Speaking of a Discord like, Charles will be in the chat for the second half of the show from about 10:30 a.m. Eastern live or 3:30 live if you're watching on Stadium until the end of the show. Any questions for Charles, he'll answer them for you in real time. All right. We're feeling good. Picking Tim up as you guys always seem to do. So thank you very much for that. Still to come here on the show, we have our Monday mishaps. Where are my guys going as far as what they didn't like this weekend that went wrong in the world of sport? And also, we dive deep. We've got a Monday Night Football game tonight. We're also going to have prime time live at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So where do we go there? We got overs and unders. It's DTL. It's a Monday. Lift each other up. Positivity, because we're a vibe. Okay, all of you degenerates out there watching on our YouTube channel, we love you so very much. And AB, last night, I could have said this for him. But Baker Mayfield, who I've come to adore, said after the game that the loss was his fault for doing, quote, dumb stuff. And when they fumbled that handoff with a 4-point lead after stopping the team at the 1-yard line, that was really the turning point. What does Baker do moving forward now?
Yeah, well, look, I'll say this. Number one, yeah, they had issues, but that fumble wasn't the only one. Him and the center were not engaged together multiple times, and especially in the red zone. And you know where that comes down to? Play calling. All right. Comes down to play calling because people get confused when you start changing plays, audibling out, right? That's the issue. So Baker Mayfield literally took it and said, no, it's on me. It's on me. That's a leader, dude. Like, that's exactly what you want. Baker, yeah, tough game, but Baker, he's spot on. That's a guy you want.
That's your franchise quarterback, Z, man. It also played in when they could have gone up and scored a touchdown and they had the snap early, and then they had to kick a field goal to tie the game at 20. What did you make of the mistakes? Very un-Baker-like.
I mean, he's the type of quarterback you're not surprised post-game. He comes out and he takes the blame, and he's going to have a really rough offseason. I mean, you know, it's brutal if you're a Bucs fan, and for the way that game ends as well. My God, off the post, over the crossbar. My goodness, that's so rough if you're a Buccaneers fan. But I will tell you, NFL wildcard weekend was a dud. The Commanders and Bucs, which I thought was going to be the best game, and it was, it ended up saving the day. Hopefully we get a great game tonight. I mean, look, maybe somebody needs to talk to the committee who lets these NFL playoff teams in. These were bad games, all right? Maybe they let the wrong teams in. Probably should have let Alabama. Alabama probably should have been in the NFL playoffs. That would have fixed everything.
It really was. There was a lot of blowouts, a lot of unders, and that is not – maybe if they're blowouts like 47-21, but that's not what it was. It was 22-10. Z's absolutely right, which leads us right into Monday mishaps. Where are my guys going today? It is a Monday. We've got to pick each other up. We're back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's DTL on a Monday. It's Monday Mishap Monday. Do not forget, tonight we are live with DTL Prime Time Live, as we will break down everything Monday Night Football wild card style. The Vikings and the Rams, that game now being played in Arizona. So everybody having to move. Really cool gestures by several different people to not only get the players there, but to get a lot of the players' families there and pets over to Arizona. It's all hands on deck. I continue to tell you that here, and shout out to my man Liddy, who's still in the line of the fires. Thank goodness I'm far enough south yet, but it's not over yet, so the Rams will have to focus on a lot tonight. But what about what happened in the weekend? What about a Monday mishap? Where are my guys going? AB, I always let you start. What's your mishap today, sir?
Yeah, everybody that complained, look, Z-Man just nailed it. Everyone that complained about the college football playoff, there's blowouts. Did you see the wild card weekend? It was the exact same thing. Look how many were double-digit wins, double-digit losses, right? Home teams handling business, etc. Relax. It's going to be all right. They're just difference in teams here, man, and it's going to be fine. Like, if we have blowouts in a week, like, I'm not wanting it, but what I'm saying is that, look, this is football. This is where we're at. You notice that both leagues, they mirror each other.
They absolutely do, and that's what fans need to remember and to understand. And speaking of the college side of things, our man who has been put over by John in the chat all over ESPN radio lately, been doing a phenomenal job. And so honored that he's part of the crew here on Mondays. Z, what's your Monday mishap today, sir?
Yeah, for me, like, I was in Arlington this weekend, all right, for college football tailgate, which I host with the great Amber Wilson. And so we're there for the Cotton Bowl. And normally, you know my style, all right? We go to these cities. I'm going to get after it, all right? I'm going out of town. I'm getting loose. And because we're in Arlington, there's nothing in Arlington. You got to get in the car. You got to drive about 20 minutes. You go to Dallas. There's a lot going on in Dallas, all right? But because of the weather, which, by the way, it just snowed one day. The rest of the weekend, though, it was dreary. It was cold, but the city shut down. They're telling everybody, stay off the streets. Don't go outside. It's raining cats and dogs. And as a result, we weren't able to go anywhere. I'm in the hotel. We go to dinner. We go back to the hotel. Rough weekend for your boy. I was trying to get out on the town, get a little taste of Dallas. Couldn't do it this weekend. Couldn't do it.
I will tell you, Dallas is the one city that you said, hey, coach, where would you like to live at? It would be Dallas because normally they don't have bad weather. They're pretty warm the year over, but of course, the one weekend that you go, and I thought you were going to hang out with young Peyton, King Lettuce, and that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Nope, did not.
Can you imagine Z-Man and King Lettuce on the town in Texas? That would be awesome. All right. I'm a little bit petrified here for where Raphael is going. Raphael, what's your Monday mishap today?
I do believe Dallas has snow of 3 out of the last 4 years, so I might want to double check on that one. But I'm going to the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Everyone wants to make fun of their offense, their quarterback play. Tomlin should retire. Tomlin should leave. But why don't we talk about their defense? They gave up, 299 yards on the ground to the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe it's not all the Pittsburgh offense. They're playing from behind. Seems like every game, their last 5-game losing streak, their offense has to be retooled because they can't run the ball because you're playing from behind. How about we take a look at the defense and not the offense of Pittsburgh? And I am putting up Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback for next year. Sam Darnold is going to be the favorite at plus 250.
Are you serious right now?
I'm
Sam
hearing
Darnold to the Steelers?
I'm hearing Darnold, Rodgers, and maybe they stick with Fields. Those three is what I'm hearing right now.
Very interesting. All right. Shout out to Zach. He says, no Monday mishaps here. Kids are going back to school after being 23 days off. It's a glorious day. We all know how you feel, Zach. We all know how you feel. All right. Big Chuck, what's your Monday mishap this morning?
Going back to those Buccaneers, and it started early with them. They openly drive. They had a huge drop, which failed to get a touchdown, led to a field goal that was crucial in the very end. Then we had timeout gate to end the half that almost cost them a scoring opportunity. Luckily, they were able to tie the game. But then in the second half, they had the obscene play call, fumble inside their own 20 that led to Washington scoring, even though they had a 4th down stand and still allowed that touchdown. And lastly, the botch snap heard around the world that allowed them to only go for a field goal, not take the lead, and it ultimately come back to hurt them. And lastly, the missed tackle by the lineman that was 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He got stiff armed by Mr. Jaden Daniels, and that there, folks, is how the one public dog wins this weekend. It just shows you how bad the Buccaneers' performance was.
They were really, really bad. All right, my Monday mishap, I'm going to the quarterbacks in the AFC West. I'm tired of hearing about, we've got other teams that can compete with my Kansas City Chiefs. Bo Nix, he's a rookie. I'm going to let him off the hook for his first playoff game in Buffalo. We kind of knew the Bills would roll there. But what about Justin Herbert? 4 INTs, picked sixes. Houston looking like world beaters, win for the last 4 to 6 weeks. They couldn't look like anything. Everybody wearing Tank Dell t-shirts. It was a vibe. It was 6-0 until the final 58 seconds of the first half. Then they give up 10 points. And then Mr. Herbert in the second half looked like a rookie on the field. Jim Harbaugh, your team has to do better. This is the Chargers we've all come to know and to love, which is why there aren't any Chargers fans in LA, because this is what you get when you get to the playoffs. It was all his fault. 4 INTs leading to all the points, 32-12. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Now, there are some other stories from this weekend that have a lot of people very, very upset. AB, Saquon Barkley, to score anytime touchdown, minus 190. He was the most bet player in the entire league to score a touchdown, and he had a breakaway last minute of the game. And what does he do? That's right. He slides down. And when asked about it, he says, hey, first down, game's over. The touchdown didn't matter. It mattered to a lot of people. Your thoughts?
Oh, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal. For bettors, yes, 1,000,000%. For Saquon, he's absolutely right. Like, I've hammered on, I hated Saquon sitting, but he was right. And it's a smart move, and he's a leader, and the dude went for 119 yards on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like, got to give him credit, man. Like, got to give him credit. But for bettors, I mean, my God, just brutal. And did you hear Tom Brady live when Kevin Burkhardt said, wow, what class Saquon just showed? And Tom Brady goes, I wouldn't have shown any class. I'm going to the house.
That's Brady for you. I think Brady's starting to feel the pressure a little bit on these broadcasts. Feel like he's pushing the envelope a little bit. Saquon was the 3rd most popular leg in all parlays for anytime touchdown on Sunday. So that slide down affected a lot of things on Sunday.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit old school when it comes to, the way we wager. And I know player props are super fun these days. I mean, heck, I gave you one earlier with Tyler Hero tonight. But that's where you get in trouble when you're wagering on individual players, because sometimes, and this is a great thing if you're a fan of the team, sometimes the player is going to do ultimately what is best for the team, not necessarily what is best for the individual here. So when you're wagering on the team, that play right there, you love it, all right? But when you're wagering on the player and you need the extra yards or you need the touchdown or whatever it is, you wind up getting bit in the butt. So you got to be careful sometimes when you're using the player props.
Raphael, what would be your reaction to that from the book's point of view?
From the book's point of view, they're looking at it. That's why tennis is such a big betting sport, because it's an individual sport. You can bet prop bets. You don't have to worry about what's best for the team unless you're playing doubles. It's 100%. That's why I always tell be very cautious on how you bet player props. I myself was so happy he slid, but I was so nervous because I had 120.5 rushing and receiving yards, and I got it by 3 yards. So I was a little nervous. I kind of wanted him to rush a little bit more just so I can have a nice cushion, but I was nervous for that.
All right. Very, very good. The other big story, AB, I'm going to come back to you over the weekend, and it kind of got lost a little bit in all the games, was the fact that something that you called, your boy, who never should have got fired from Tennessee, Mike Vrabel, is now the new head coach in New England. But Teddy Bruschi, former all-pro linebacker, said that a lot of the people in the upper office, the executives, are going to have to eat some humble pie because they're going to have to let Mike Vrabel do his thing. What did you make of Teddy Bruschi basically calling out the entire front office?
He's 1,000% correct. And the fact that Mike Vrabel took this job means that Robert Kraft gave him that authority and let everyone else know, because I assure you, Mike Vrabel was the hottest candidate in the NFL and in college. Every single team wanted to talk to him, wanted to speak with him. And Mike Vrabel, from what happened to Tennessee not having any power and it screwed everything up when he had it rolling, yeah, I guarantee you. But Teddy Bruschi's 1,000% right. You're going to have to eat. Just let the man operate. He knows what he's doing.
Get out of his way. I don't know what the deal is. I think it's probably 5 years, Big Chuck. But this guy has got to be given carte blanche. They gave it to Bill Belichick. They've got to give it to Vrabel too. Plus, he has a history in this franchise as well.
I'm sure he had certain conditions coming in, especially knowing that the Raiders were pursuing him. So I'm sure he used that as leverage. I know he'll come in and definitely lay the hammer down. I think it's a good hire. I definitely see him getting this Patriots team back on track. May take a year or two, but he usually has some fast success. So excited to see how he transitions into this new role.
Z-Man, there's really only a couple of names that would have made sense to fire Gerard Mayo after just one season. This is the name that was always at the top of the list. You live in the AFC East. Your take?
Well, Vrabel is obviously an upgrade over Mayo, but I think anyone they would have hired could have been an upgrade over Mayo. It's very rare that you fire a coach after 1 year, and that shows you that Mayo was a disaster. I mean, they were able to see him for really, you get criticism where how can you evaluate him after just 1 year? How can you give him just 1 year? The only thing worse than firing a coach after only 1 year is seeing this is not a head coach and keeping him after the 1 year. So and especially because the Kraft family, the Patriots, Gerard Mayo's been part of that family his entire career. He only played for the Patriots. He was a coach on the staff of the Patriots under Belichick. You know how difficult it must have been for them to fire him after the 1 year. And they did that because clearly this is not a head coach. So obviously Vrabel is an improvement, but I think probably anyone would have been an improvement.
I'm so glad that you just said that, because I say it all the time that not everybody is built to be a head coach. Last night, we saw Todd Bowles in that game not even understand the clock management, not even understand where he was like, when at the end of the first half, they still scored a touchdown, but they didn't call a timeout, wasted 18 seconds. Then he looked pissed at everybody else. I was like, you're the head coach. You control the timeouts. Call the timeout. You had 2 left. So not everybody is built to be a head coach, certainly in the NFL. All right, Big Chuck is heading to the chat. Any question for him? And shout out to Roberto Bibbo. Big Chuck helped him win over $2,000. 5 subs to anybody that's not a member right now live on the show. It's DTL. We are halfway home, and we, as always, are a vibe. All right, all of you degenerates out there, as we pick everybody up here on a Monday mishap. So a lot of bad performances, AB. I mentioned Hair Bear and Bo Nix. When you're a quarterback, and in the NFL, it ends so quickly. It's like you're feeling good. You have 18 weeks. Then all of a sudden, it's just over just like that. Of Bear, Nix, Jordan Love, you had also Baker Mayfield. Which one do you think will have the hardest offseason after their loss this weekend?
Baker Mayfield, because he's the one dealing with a contract situation, right? Like Herbert's fine, Jordan Love is fine. Like it's him, it's Baker, and I don't think that that's fair, but that's what happens, during a contract situation. But remember, you got Sam Darnold. I think this is his first playoff start ever, and he's got a contract situation, so we'll see. A win would be very, very big and nice for Sam Darnold tonight.
Boy, wouldn't it be? And Raphael, we saw him last week in a playoff game, and he couldn't hit anybody that was wide open. How much money do you think is on the line tonight for Sam Darnold?
Oh, huge, because there's other teams now in play for him, not just the Vikings. If he has a good game, I think the Vikings will keep him. But if he doesn't, then we're going to hear the grumblings. Let's stay with JJ. Let's see what he has. And maybe Sam Darnold goes completely bye-bye. But in the Baker instance, I'm a little bit sad because if he didn't have that fumble, let's say they still lost and he didn't fumble and they lost by 3. That run that he did, that it was bulldozing everybody, that was the winning the game. Even if he would have lost the game, I still think that would have been the play that he took that team on his back, running the ball straight up the middle, not in the sideline, straight up the middle, and carry that team. I feel bad for Baker for that one fumble described on how you played yesterday when it really wasn't.
25 seconds, Z. Is Darnold playing tonight for his job?
Yeah, because it's the first playoff game he's ever had. And heck, last week was the biggest game of his career where they had a chance for the number 1 seed and they lose 33-9. He was terrible. So think about it. If you go back-to-back 2 biggest games of his career and he doesn't look good, he's going to lose a lot of money tonight if that's the case.
Yeah, they're saying 60 to 80 million perhaps. We're talking about the going rate right now for a quarterback. A-list is 50 to 60 million dollars. Dak has set the bar at $60 million a year. We have a deep dive. We're hitting into Monday Night Football next. We're halfway home. Chuck is in the chat. It's DTL. We're back live in 3 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is DTL on a Monday. Do not forget, we are live every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to clear up any confusion. Starting 1 week from today, next Monday, January 20th, we will be live on all the Stadium apps and YouTube at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Then you can also catch us on demand here on our YouTube page or on Stadium at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So 2 times a day there. We're very, very excited about that. The Discord is up and running. Last night it was on fire. I would assume that tonight will be more of the same thing. And we will have DTL Primetime live tonight. Me, AB, DG, breaking down everything Monday Night Football. Well, let's get into it right now because this game is now moved from Los Angeles over to Arizona. All of the families, all of the pets. It has not been a week where the Rams can focus. And AB right now, that's where I want to start because a lot of the players said, we're just focused on the game. A lot of the more, let's just say it, wealthy athletes and celebrities, they live in the Pacific Palisades. If you didn't lose your house, you know somebody that did lose their house. How can they possibly focus on a game this big after the week they've been through?
It's fascinating because, look, I've never been through that, so I can't tell you exactly what to do. But what I can say, excuse me, is that sometimes getting away from a bad situation is very helpful. And I saw that on the plane manifest, right, for the Rams, they had players, families, pets, dogs, cats, right? Like literally families are dealing with this, right? And them getting out, I guarantee you, Sean McVay knows exactly how to handle this situation and bring everybody together. Look the hell out, man. Los Angeles was already dangerous. They could be very, very dangerous tonight.
A shout out to the Arizona ownership. They sent their plane to pick up all those people that AB just talked about and the pets. Z-Man, let me come over to you because I'm a little bit surprised, and maybe it's because of the year that they had. But the last couple of weeks, the Vikings have not been playing very good football. The Rams very quietly out here on the West Coast, they have, but yet the Rams are the underdog. Does that surprise you?
No, especially because, the game's been moved to a neutral site. I mean, if anything, I think that benefits the Vikings. The Rams are the home team in name only at this point. This is If anything gets, thrown out of whack, if there's any change, usually it could be weather or it could be a situation like this. I think that always benefits the road team, kind of evens things out. And I think you're going to get that tonight with the Vikings. This Rams team that has a ton of experience, you still got that championship core between the coach and the quarterback, and the Vikings don't have that. And the Vikings have a quarterback who's under a lot of pressure here in Sam Darnold. So I think there's an advantage for Minnesota, the fact that the game was moved. But like I said, I have a tough time handicapping this one. This, to me, is the most difficult game of the weekend to figure what's going to happen. But that's why I said I do like there to be points scored this evening.
And it's always a really good option to head towards the total. Raphael, you're my numbers guy for a reason. A lot of these numbers have not moved too much since the game was announced to be moved. From a book's perspective, how do you even things out? And like Z said, it's really, really hard to handicap in such a volatile situation.
Well, this was 1.5 when it was in LA. Now Vikings are 2.5. We could see a 3, just the amount of money that's coming in on the Rams. Shop around for that Rams money line. There's plus 150 out there on the Rams money line because Vikings money line is coming in. They're going to be the favorite, but I believe that the Rams could have home field advantage because a lot of those people in California drove to Arizona when they were being relocated because of the fires. They might have a better home field advantage in Arizona than they did at SoFi Stadium. So it's going to be very interesting, but I'm always difficult handicapping these games or even betting these games because what's the mental state? Not just LA's team, but on Minnesota's team. They saw the devastation. They know the devastation. I always feel really weird on handicapping games that are coming off stuff like this.
You're watching Driving the Line. It's a Monday Mishap Monday here. The live number is absolutely incredible. Thank you to all of you. A lot of new people are coming in trying us out as well, so thank you to all of you as well. So whenever we break down a big game like this in the morning, we like to play that over-under. And since there's only 4 of us, we're going to do the 6 different players. AB will start, then Z will piggyback, and then Raphael, and then myself. Let's start with Sam Darnold only. AB, his number's pretty big coming off a weekend where not a lot of guys threw for a lot of yards. Are we going over under with Mr. Darnold?
I'm going over on Sam Darnold because, look, I think that the Vikings, the best way to handle a team that's dangerous is you come out and score early, you score consistently, and you score to end the game. And I think the Vikings, coming off of a loss to the Lions where their offense even scored a touchdown, they're going to be absolutely foot on the gas. So I'll take over 267.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to go over as well. I got to figure some things change from last week. Probably his worst performance of the season, Sam Darnold. He was just 18 of 41, 166 yards, and they didn't score a touchdown. They scored just 9 points. I think you're going to see a much more explosive Minnesota offense tonight.
I'm in the 3-peat. Again, he's going to have a lot of screen passes and dump passes to get his momentum going. I like Sam Darnold going over 267. They need to get him going and need to get the rust off him for what he did last week.
Let's sweep the board. They absolutely, 2 things. They're either going to be playing from behind because I think the Rams will play really, really well tonight, but also because of last week. Kevin O'Connell's got to get that confidence up early and often. Let's go deep to Justin Jefferson. Maybe a Justin Jefferson longest reception is something we look into tonight on prime time. Let's go over to the other quarterback, Rams quarterback, Matthew Stafford. AB, his number is 242.5.
We'll take the over as well. Look, you remember when the Rams won a Super Bowl? All right, Matthew Stafford, his wife was going through brain surgery during that time. He understands how to handle tough situations, and he understands that he's the leader of this entire organization, and everyone looks to him, and he's not afraid to carry that weight. Matt Stafford's going to come out on fire tonight. I'm going to take the over. 242.
I'm going to go over, too, with Stafford. 4 of the last 5 games, he's been under 200 yards. Like not even, sniffed 242.5. He's been under 200 yards 4 of his last 5 games, but all 5 of those games are wins for Los Angeles. So what it tells me is this is a quarterback who, he's doing what he needs to do in order to win these games. And I think they're going to have to score some points tonight. The one game, by the way, of those 5 that he threw for over 200, he actually threw for 320 yards, and that was in that shootout against the Buffalo Bills. So I'm going with Stafford over on this one. I think he knows what it's going to take to win this game tonight. That's going to be a lot of passing.
Week 1, these numbers would have been vice versa. Stafford would have been 267.5, and Sam Donald would have been 242. I'm going to go over 242.5. I think Stafford, again, gets going really quickly. It's going to be a throwing happy game. I think this is going to be a lot of points scored in Arizona. So I'm going to go over 242.5, even though they still have problems scoring in the red zone.
In the playoffs, you lean into your stars. For the Rams, the stars are their wide receivers, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I'm leaning into that as well. Sweep the board one more time. All right, let's flip over now. Who's going to be running the rock tonight? Let's start with Aaron Jones, who's become a really big key in this Vikings offense, AB. We going over, under 59.5.
I'll go over. The Vikings could find themselves in situations wanting to run the football, especially late in the game. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be massively over, but 59.5 is a attainable number.
Yeah, I'm going to go under on this one. I think we're leaning on the passing game for both teams here tonight. It's a low number. Feels like maybe it's a little bit of a trap. They want you to take that over. I'm going to go under here.
Well, I bit that trap because I'm going over. Give me the 59.5. I think the Vikings can control their offense, throwing and running the ball. So this low number, this one will probably close closer to 61.5 by tonight.
I have to lead into the narrative, and I also think that the over is coming in. So if that's the case, I think it's going to be over. I think he's going to have a couple of 15 to 20-yard runs when late in the first half or when it really starts to open up. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to agree with Raphael on that as well. TJ says Vikings most winning franchise in NFL history, never to win a Super Bowl. Just a little reminder. All right, over there, a big number, AB, for Kyron Williams, 84.5. John says in the chat that the Vikings front seven, very, very difficult to run on. With that in mind, are you going over or under?
Under. Look, it's a big number, and I love Kyron Williams, but it's just too large of a number, man. And that Vikings defensive line, like, they don't have to send 7. They send 4. All right? They don't need to put other people. They can go 4 defensive tackles. They go 4 defensive ends. They are a problem to deal with. So I'm just basing it off of a number. I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well. I think it's about the passing attack tonight. I do think a lot of points are going to be scored, but we're going to go under on Williams as well.
Under 84.5, over on rushing and receiving yards. I think Williams is in the game, but I think he's in the game because of the screen pass and maybe the short slants.
We have to go under on this one. Last night, Bucky Irving, we talked about it. His number was like 90. He still got to 77, and it felt like he had a really big game. 84.5 is a really, really big number. I'm going under as well on this. All right, what about the receivers? There are stars all over the board tonight. JJ, 90.5. AB, it's a big number, but he's a superstar. Over, under.
Yeah, it's a huge number. Look, I'm going to go under just because that number's big, and I say under because I would bet longest reception, touchdown. I would just look at other props. There's just a lot that has to come in on 90.5, so I'll say under there.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over with Justin Jefferson. You know, big stars. You got to play big in this contest, especially on the road, adverse situation. I'm going to rely on star player going over 90.5.
I'm going under because I think it's a tight end game for the Vikings. I think both tight ends have big games. So if I think that, I'm taking under the 90.5.
I'm going to go over. I think he has a big, big game. I think he has one at least 50 to 60-yard reception, and that will help him with that 90.5. Chuck is also on longest reception from JJ. All right, 20 seconds for each guy. Puka Nacua, 91.5, AB. That's a big number.
That's a huge number, especially for a defense that got embarrassed and had to deal with Brian Flores all week. Hell no, I'm going under on that. And shout out to our newest member, Daniel Greer. Welcome to the
I'm going under on Nacua as well. This one's a gamble because you don't know. Is it Nacua? Is it Kupp? Like, it's a 50-50 proposition on any one of these games, and that doesn't sit right with me. So we're going to go under on Nacua, 91.5.
Me too, under. That's a huge number. This one will probably close to 88.5, I believe.
I can see him getting to 7, 8, 9 catches, though, but I think this is way too big. By the way, the Cooper Kupp, if they have it right in the chat, because I only looked up these numbers, at 48.5. I can't believe his number is that. So we'll have to double check that. But if you don't like Nacua, maybe Cooper Kupp is your guy. But Kuba, he's become an absolute superstar. An absolute superstar. All right, thank you guys very much. A reminder, we'll be live tonight, DTL Primetime Live, everything Monday Night Football. We'll take a look at the line movement throughout the day, what players are expected to get a lot of action, who may not play. We'll break it all down tonight on Primetime at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Still to come, we have a gigantic live number today. You guys are amazing. But that also means a lot of you weren't here at the top of the show. We got you covered. A little something we like to call the whip around. It's DTL. It is Monday. Feeling good. And we're revived. We're back. Well, we continue on here on our YouTube page. All you degenerates out there. And last night, really, when you're talking about rookie quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, AB, he was as cool and as calm. A fourth down touchdown late in the game, then that big first down run. How impressed were you with this cat last night? And if you didn't know it was his first playoff game, you probably wouldn't have known the way he stood in there and played last night.
Yeah, I mean, look, he did the same thing he's done all year. He doesn't look like a rookie. Like, he doesn't, and that's the most impressive. So, huge shout out to him. And he didn't let the moment get too big when he can absolutely do that. Also, Dan Quinn loves the backwards dad hat. Dan Quinn loves that move. I love Dan Quinn. He's awesome.
Every time they show him, I feel like he's still the defense coordinator. Go ahead, Zeke.
I like the backwards hat. Is that's a dad move? I mean, I'm a dad.
It's the dad hat. That's the name of the hat. But it's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It is a dad thing at the soccer game, though.
Yeah, because that's my move. I didn't realize that's what I'm doing. I love a good backwards hat.
And it's not the fitted hat. It's always the hat with the opening.
So he's got the deal coming out? I mean, obviously,
correct.
I don't have the deal coming out.
Yeah, that's the name, the dad hat. That's the name of the hat. That's what, yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up now. I'm going to have to look that up. I feel like it's something you would wear, Raphael, the dad hat.
I'm not a dad, but I have 2 cats, so I guess I could wear it.
Oh, my goodness. You are too much. You are a cat guy. I'm allergic to cats, so that's always my excuse when my daughter wants one. Sorry, sweetheart, I'm allergic.
You don't have to walk cats outside in the rain when they have to go to the bathroom.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm actually dog sitting. I call myself the best ex-husband in the world because we're very close still as a family, even though I'm divorced. And so I always watch my ex-wife's dog when she goes out. So guess who was standing on my chest at 3:00 in the morning, licking my face, needing to go out? Wasn't waking up my daughter. This guy right here. I was not happy about it. This might be the last time I do that. This might be the last time. I'm just saying. All right, having a good time on DTL. Reminder, we will be live tonight, primetime live. Having a good time. And hopefully everybody in the chat is as well. Continue. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do it. We are back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody, as we continue to count down to Monday Night Football tonight and what should shape up to be a fantastic divisional round of the playoffs. Now, AB, we don't know the NFC side until the Vikings and Rams play tonight, but we damn sure know the AFC side. And Saturday, the 2-time defending champion, my Kansas City Chiefs, will host the Houston Texans at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Sunday, wow, can we get any better than this? Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen in Buffalo at 6:30 p.m. And they always put the most popular game Sunday night at 6:30. Maybe a dumb question. We see the numbers right there. But which AFC game this weekend, AB, do you think will be more riveting? Not what you're looking forward to. What do you think will be more riveting?
Oh, Ravens, Bills for sure. Because look, you got the Chiefs coming back. Obviously, everyone's sat. We know what they can do offensively, but the Chiefs been winning by their defense, right? And the Texans want to win with defense. I think look at the total, 41.5. Woo. Like, that's a super low total. And then Ravens, Bills. I mean, you're looking at 2 quarterbacks that need to win a Super Bowl to cement that legacy, man, and they got to go through each other to do it. So yeah, Ravens, Bills. I mean, both are great, but Ravens, Bills, that's the game.
Yeah, I think I agree with you too. It's going to be one of those situations where the three early games, 2 Saturday, 1 early on Sunday, is kind of the appetizer, Z, because when you've got 2 future Hall of Famers and you talk about pressure on the shoulders, they're living in the Patrick Mahomes era. There's going to be a lot of really talented quarterbacks that are going to be referred to with Dan Marino that never win a Super Bowl because of Patrick Mahomes. So when you're looking at these 2 quarterbacks, which one do you think has to have a bigger game to win on Sunday night?
They both do. I mean, it's not a cop-out. There's no scenario where the Ravens win the game and Lamar Jackson is not great, or the Bills win the game and Josh Allen is not great. They both have to. You're not going to get by. You're not going to sneak past the other team without your star. These guys are finishing 1 and 2 in the MVP this year. Like, you're not sneaking past this game without your quarterback having a huge game. But the thing that stands out the most to me with this one is both these teams, like I said, MVP, number 1, number 2, whichever order it's going to end up being. Both teams came into this season Super Bowl or bust, and one of them is not going to get past the divisional round. Like, that is a massive ending, a disappointing finish to the season. If you are a Super Bowl or bust team, one of them is not even getting past the divisional round.
And what a huge advantage, Raphael, for the Chiefs. Last year, they had to play both. This year, if they beat the Texans, they're only going to have to face one, and they would get them in their own house. This is, as Z said, a gigantic game for both because this is about legacy. They need to get a Super Bowl. The Bills have never won one, and I can't imagine Josh Allen playing for 10 or 15 years and not winning one. Your thoughts, Raphael?
Bills Mafia has to be angry right now because Buffalo opened up as a 1.5-point favorite, and now it's the other way around. The Ravens are the small favorite, -1 or minus even a half I seen out there. So Bills Mafia totally feels disrespected. I think Buffalo wins this game, but 1 and 2, I feel bad for the loser because they're going to feel like, wow, we just got busted out of our Super Bowl dreams. This should be a pay-per-view price. Put this thing on Netflix. I will watch it.
Give me $9.99 on Netflix, please. But if you're the Ravens, let's remember they had 5 losses this year. There was 5 times they did not play well. So they have nobody to blame but themselves for having to go on the road this week and then potentially if they win next week. All right, we've got a lot of best bets today. If you weren't here at the top of the show, and there are many of you, don't even worry about it. We got you covered in a little something we like to call the whip around. Way Japan says, can you imagine the NFL giving the MVP to the loser of that game? Which is why they need to vote on it. I believe they do, or give it out after week 18. But good point, Japan. All right, 10 seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets on every single play. AB, start us off, please.
Vikings-Rams going to be a hell of a game tonight. We're going to take them both teams to score 20 points or more at -115. I don't want to mess with either of these spreads. Just give me both teams to score some points.
And let's come over to Z, man, because that plays right into your overplay. Z, talk to me.
Yeah, I don't have a great feel for the game as far as the actual number is concerned, but I look at the total. I'm like, I'll sit there. I'll root for some points to be scored. Let's do it, So Vikings-Rams over 47.5. Also, Sam Darnold loves throwing interceptions. So Sam Darnold in the biggest game of his career, he throws at least 1 to the Rams tonight. And let's get a little NBA action in the mix, all right? The Heat are at the Clippers tonight. Tyler Hero. Let's go 25-plus points. That's plus money as well, plus 145.
I watched their entire game against the Blazers 2 nights ago. He has really become the face of that team. So much confidence. So much confidence he is playing with right now. I love that play. Big Chuck is back. We got 2 day soccer games on the pitch. What do we got, Charles?
La Liga, Real Sociedad, they welcomed the Yellow Submarine Villarreal to town. With Villarreal, they've scored 9 goals in their last 5 visits to Sociedad. And Sociedad, they average 1 team goal on home soil. I'm going to go with the both teams to score. And Villarreal, first half team total over half a goal. They've scored 3 first half goals in their last 4 matches in the Basque Country.
Boom and boom. Raphael, 2 plays. Bring us home.
Really quickly, we just saw the first 2 pop up on a Minnesota Vikings game today, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to college basketball. Give me Campbell Elon over 137. I would take this number all the way up to 138. Campbell's last 4 games as their 7-point dogs or higher, all 4 of them have gone over the total. And then give me a kicker. I love kickers. Kickers are my best friends. Give me Josh McCarty over 6.5. Kicking points -130. The Rams struggled in the red zone. They're not going to leave points on the ground. They're going to kick field goals, and I'm going to cash this prop.
And we will have plenty more plays from Monday Night Football tonight on Prime Time. By the way, many of you that are new into the chat asking where our Discord channel is at, AB just dropped the link in there. Click on that, sign up, and you guys can talk away throughout the game. It's becoming very, very popular with many of you. Shout out to Matty B. Excellent show as always. Appreciate what you guys do. Let's have ourselves a day. See you in the Discord. See? Maddie's going to be in there tonight. AB, what's the best part about that Discord, getting that community together?
Is that everyone can communicate. It's literally an extension of the show, and make sure to connect your YouTube account to your Discord account because you get crew membership benefits over there too.
Very interesting. If you're a crew member, also you can win a free one like our resident benefactor, Roberto Bibbo, just gave out 5, but you have to be watching the show live in order to, it's very random, in order to receive one. All right, 2 housekeeping items before we get the hell out of Dodge. We always like to play one thing together. It's called the Howie Schwab Crew Play of the Day. What did the votes tell us today, AB?
49% to the Vikings, -2.5. They're feeling Minnesota.
Really? That shocks me. That just plays to how nobody paid attention to the Rams all year. All year, nobody paid attention, and they're not paying attention to them tonight. I think they could surprise some people. We'll see. Raphael, our stat of the day is what?
Didn't have an NFL stat because of the relocation, but we're going to NBA. The Knicks are 13-4 against the spread in their last 17 games against the Pistons, and they've beaten the Pistons 16 out of their last 17 games. I think the Knicks have a big game tonight.
They had a big game last night, scoring over 70 points in the first half and blowing out Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. Real quick, stat of the day extra. What does it do to the relocation, as you just mentioned, as far as stats are concerned?
It moved to 2 points. I thought we were going to see a 3, but now the money's coming in and the Rams, a lot of money. I think that number's moving because of money coming in on the money line. So they have to move it probably quicker than they do at just a point. So I think that's why we saw the quick movement of 2.
And Z-Man, you're all over ESPN Radio on Monday nights, correct?
Yeah, Monday nights, every Monday night I host Game Night. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern time, so we'll have you covered, all your post-game reaction, post-game sound from the game tonight in Glendale, Arizona. We keep you updated on everything happening there. So 10 p.m. tonight Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio.
All right, very, very good. The crew is everywhere, and I encourage you to follow everybody. I sent out the tweet with all of our handles. Just go in there and follow everybody because we have so much great content across all of our platforms. A reminder, 1 week from today, we'll be live on Stadium at 10 a.m. Eastern time, our YouTube channel, and then at 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can catch us as well. And then BTT, our wrestling brand, 11 p.m. Eastern next Monday night, also will now be live on Amazon Prime, DirecTV, all of it. We're taking over. We're taking over. And understand this, we've had a good time today, but there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Brian Tucker, Love Ball, the Z-Man, Raphael, Big Chuck, AB, my partner, and producer man behind the scenes, and always making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. We'll see you tonight. Prime time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's what we do. Until then, good luck.